Our next guest speaker is Brother Sid Ryan. He's the president of CUPE Ontario, 225,000 members strong. He is the son of Labour, and he's a brother to all of us here in Air Canada. Welcome, Sid.
In particular, I want to say thank you to the Air Canada flight attendants here in Toronto who are standing in solidarity with flight attendants right across this country. And that's very, very important to us as Canadians, because in many respects what we're seeing here today is an un-Canadian decision has been made with respect to transportation in this country. You know, years ago when this country was put together, there were three main institutions that held it together, and even today it is still true: the airline industry, the CN, and the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. What we're seeing today is the dismantling of the communication structure. Now we're seeing the dismantling of the transportation. And I don't believe there's a country in the world that actually goes about setting large segments of its society apart and say that you will no longer be serviced by the national airline. CUPE said many years ago in 1989, when they deregulated the airline industry, that we would see less service, you will see less competition, and you'll see prices escalate. Unfortunately, my friends, I have to say today, all of that has come true. Every single bit of it today is true. 3 or 4 years ago, this corporation went to the employees and the flight attendants and said, we want you to give up some salary. We want you to give up 13.5%. A flight attendant earns on average between $22,000 and $40,000 a year. Take it at the high end, roughly $40,000. Each flight attendant, to make this company a viable company, gave up between $4,000 and $5,000 in salary. At the same time, Milton was taking out over $43 million. Something seriously wrong when the employees are asked to make such stiff sacrifices. And the CEO, the chairman, and the president of this organisation does not feel that they have to contribute in. Monty Brewer, $8 million. By the way, $8 million is the same amount of money that's been taken out of the community of Halifax as a result of closing down that base. And when we try to work with this company, we get nothing but abuse from the employers. Do you know, have anybody watched the latest ads by Air Canada? Have you seen these? It's okay to point and stare. Have you seen those ads? It's a bit hokey, but that's their ad. Well, you know what? Today, up here, behind this pillar, can you take down that banner just for 1 second? You see behind this pillar up here, you've got John Beveridge, Anoop Baran, Karen Orr, and Stephen Owen. Point and stare. Just a little bit of a take on there, little lads. But the point we're trying to make is, you know, you've got to sit down with the flight attendants. Sit down and talk to them, because, you know, they've got some great ideas about how to save this corporation. And they've already proven their worth. They've already put $4,000 or $5,000 that they've invested of their own money on an annual basis into making this a viable corporation. And now we've got 2 Americans come in and basically begin to dismantle Air Canada and take away from us the national airline.
This is Canada!
I want to make a point, the last point I want to make is that we did say back in '89 that the deregulation was the wrong way to go. We're now talking Air Union, the Canadian Union of Public Employees. We're speaking with the NDP, and we're asking them to introduce a private member's bill into the House of Parliament to say, let us re-regulate this industry. The private sector have been proven to be unable to deliver a service into all of our communities across this country. It is high time that we ended up getting this whole sector re-regulated once again, where we can begin to give a service to Winnipeg and to Halifax and to Vancouver. course, in Ontario, we've got 250,000 workers that we represent, but across this country, we represent 500,000. And I want to say to the Air Canada flight attendants that our union is prepared to put whatever it costs into this campaign to make sure that we take on these corporations, that we take on this Air Canada in particular, and indeed be prepared for the pushback, because CUPE is not taking this lying down. Thank you very much.